Oh, hey there. You must be wanting to know how much it costs to reload bullets instead of buying them. Well, I'll tell you what. You've made it to the right place. You've come to Firearm Fury. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I've noticed that a lot of viewers aren't subscribed. Come on, what's up with that? It'll really help me out if you subscribe. It's real free. Just click down there in the bottom, hit that subscribe button for me. I really would appreciate it. Okay, so let's get to it. First off, I'm sure you're aware, reloading costs some money to get started up. I've actually done a video of this for a single stage setup in another video. I'll have the link down below in the description, as well as up above there in the corner. There'll be a nice little place to click on for that video. Go check out that video first, then come on back here. It'll go over the costs to reload. There's 3 different packages, and in this video I'll tell you how many loads of a specific cartridge that you will have to load in order to recoup that cost. I have some rifle cartridges as well as some pistol cartridges. First, I'll go over the rifle cartridges. Now, these rifle cartridges, according to Google, are in the top 10 of most purchased rifle calibers. So these are pretty popular calibers. The first one we've got is the 223 Remington or the 5.56. They're very similar. They are commonly shot out of an AR-15. The next one is the 308. Hey, if you haven't checked out my top 3 guns / calibers video, make sure to check that out. The 308 may or may not be in there. Anyway, we've got the 308, and then we've got the big boy. We've got the 300 Winchester Magnum. Very popular Magnum cartridge, used a lot for big game hunting. So we've got the small, medium, and large rifle cartridges to give you a really good idea of what it costs to reload and how much you can save. Now, every different caliber has different loads. Like there could be a hunting load or a match load or just a plinking load. So I've done a little bit of that here. The plinking loads, those bolts are generally cheaper, and the more expensive loads for each caliber are typically the hunting or the match calibers. And then I've got one in between too. So we'll go over the prices for the components right now. Now, as I'm sure you're aware, this is some crazy times. COVID really stirred things up, especially in the firearm industry. Anything relating to firearms has gone up quite significantly. Some of it has gone down by this time, some of it's still up a little bit. So I'll go over what I think more normal cost is, and then what the cost is today if you can get your hands on the component. First of all, we'll go over the 223, kind of a plinking round, just a 55 grain full metal jacket. Now you can go online and you can get them for about 10 cents a round. Before, you could go online and get them for about 8 cents a round. Now, all of this is going to vary a little bit depending on how much you buy. If you buy in bulk, you get a cheaper deal. Some brands are cheaper than others. This is just to give you a general idea, okay? And then we've got a soft point, 55 grain soft point. I'd say a soft point is good for like 300 yards or shorter for hunting and stuff. It has that soft point bullet on it, which will expand much more than a full metal jacket. And then we go to the like a ballistic tip bullet or a match bullet. You can get those for about 20 cents a piece right now. Before, you could for sure get them at about 17. You could probably get them less, but we'll go with 17 for this application. We move to the 308 for a full metal jacket plinking round. Before, you could get them for about 15 cents. Now you can get them for about 25 cents. Soft point you could get before for around 20 cents. Right now you can get them for 25 cents. And then the match bullet you could get right now you can get for about 40 cents. Before you could get them for 20, 25 cents. We'll go with the 25 cents to be conservative. And then you've got the 300 Winchester Magnum, which this cartridge has the same bullet diameter as the 308, but generally this cartridge shoots heavier bullets. Generally speaking, the heavier the bullet, the more expensive the bullet. So it's still 30 caliber. And Full Metal Jackets, there's not really, I couldn't really find any Full Metal Jackets because you're just not going to go plink around with a big old 300 Win Mag. You know, it's kind of expensive to shoot. So we've got Soft Point, which before you could get for about 23 cents a round. Now you can get for about 32 cents a round. Then you've got the ballistic tip. You could get about 25, 30 cents a round. We'll go for 30 cents a round. Now you got to pay 44 cents a round to get them. Now, as far as calculating the powder, we're just going for the pound bottles of powder. I know you can save money if you go for the 8-pounders, but to make it simple, we're just going to go for the 1-pounders. Before the pandemic and before this country turned into the Wild West, you could get a pound of most powders for about $30. Now, if you can find powder, you know, you'll probably get about $33, $34 a pound. We're going with 33 here to be conservative. Now, the 223, I averaged it out. You're going to be using about 23 grains of powder per load. So there are 7,000 grains per pound, and we're using 23 grains per cartridge. That comes out to about 10 or 11 cents per cartridge. We move to the 308. Average, you're going to be using about 45 grains, give or take, depending on the powder. You're going to be spending about 19 to 21 cents per cartridge for powder. We move over to the big boy. You're going to be using about 72 grains or so, obviously depending on the powder. So that'll put you at about 31 to 34 cents per powder per cartridge. We then move to the primer cost. Well, right now you'd be lucky to find primers. Online, if you can find primers, they're running for about 7 cents each. Before the pandemic, I wouldn't pay more than 3 cents, maybe 3.5 cents for primers. And on that primer cost is obviously the same for all these different cartridges. So let's check out some numbers, shall we? Now, as you can see here on this chart, you're going to save in between 9 and 22 cents for a plinking, for like a 55 grain Full Metal Jacket, kind of cheap ammunition by reloading. So let's look at how much you can buy ammo for. For the 223 or 5.56, you could generally find ammo pre-pandemic for about 30 cents a round. Now, brass case is like 50 cents a round. It's going down. That's about what it is currently. You can buy steel case for cheaper, but we'll go with the brass at 50 cents a round. So based on those prices, you'll be saving about 9 to 22 cents per cartridge, like with the 55 grain Full Metal Jacket, like a plinking cartridge. For the soft points, well, pre-pandemic, you get them for about 50 cents to 60 cents. Now, I looked online and it looks like they're going for about 90 cents each. Crazy. Anyway, that's what I found. So you'd be saving about 39 to 62 cents a round for that load. We move on to the match. Before pre-pandemic, you could get them for about 90 cents a round. Now, looked on the internet, $1.04 per round. Are you kidding me? That's why I reload. Anyway, your savings is about anywhere from 63 cents to $1.02. That's per round. We move to the 308. Now you can get plinking rounds for 308 pretty cheap. Just Full Metal Jackets. You can get some steel case 308. You know, I got them before the pandemic for about 35 cents a round. Pretty darn cheap. Now I found some for about 53 cents a round. So reloading 308, like the plinking Full Metal Jacket stuff, it's not really worth it. You'd be better off just paying the store for loaded ammunition. We move to soft point and match bullets. That's a whole different story. So pre-pandemic, you could probably get the numbers are actually the same for this one. A soft point, you get about 72 cents a round. Pre-pandemic now, they're both going for about a buck a round. So for the soft point and the match, you're saving anywhere between 25 cents to 47 cents. Now, you're really going to be saving some money with these big old bonker calibers. For the 300 Win Mag for a soft point, before the pandemic, you'd be spending about $120 for a round. Now, found some for about $170 a round. By reloading these, you'd be saving about 63 cents to 97 cents a round. Yeah. Now the ballistic tip or the match bullet. Before pandemic, about $180 round. Now, $250. Huh? Anyway, reloaders will be saving about $115 to $165 a round. So what does this mean? Well, I'll have the data on the screen there. But if you go with the very cheapest press, reloading plinking cheap 2T3 rounds, you would need to reload about 1,760 cartridges to recoup your reloading equipment cost in savings. But it just gets better from there. Soft points, only 630 rounds. Match bullets, only 382. Now as you can see there on the screen on all this data, you can see how many you'll need to if you go with these more expensive reloading packages. Now keep in mind, this is if you were just to get a reload, you get all the equipment for reloading and just reloading that one caliber. Chances are you've got at least a couple calibers for, you're going to be reloading for multiple calibers, so therefore it'd be a lot easier to recoup your cost. Move the 308 soft point, 830. 308 match, about 1,300. The big bruiser, 300 Win Mag, in soft points, about 400. Ballistic tip or match bullet, 236. Now let's move on to the pistol caliber, shall we? The most popular pistol calibers, according to Google, is 9mm, 45 ACP, and 357 mag. Now again, we've got three different categories. You've got your very cheap plinking, copper plated, or a cast bullet. You got your full metal jackets, and then you've got your hollow points kind of defense rounds. So for 9mm, for a cast or plated bullet, you're looking about 5 to 7 cents. Full metal jackets, 10 cents to 13 cents. This is just for the cost of the bullet component. And then 14 to 16 cents for a hollow point. Moving to 45 ACP. For a plated or cast bullet, you're looking at about 6 or 7 cents. 12 to 22 cents for the full metal jackets. This is a 230 grainer. And again, 17 to 22 cents for the hollow point. Moving on to 357. 11 to 14 cents for the cast or copper plated bullets. Surprisingly enough, from what I found, the same price, 11 to 14 for a full metal jacket. Now, hollow point, just a little bit more, 12 to 14 cents. Just a little bit more, 12 to 15 cents. Now, this opens up a whole new avenue for pistol bullets, even some rifle bullets. You can cast your own, and the most expensive part of the reloading components is the bullet generally. So if you cast your own bullets, you can save a lot on reloading. Now, that's for a whole different video. Comment if you're interested in seeing the difference in cost with reloading with a purchased bullet versus a cast bullet. And I'll do some more on that. But for this video, I'm not going to do that. We then move to the powder. We'll use the same prices per pound as before. So for 9mm, you're going to be using about 6 grains of powder per cartridge. 45 ACP, about 7 grains. And 357 mag, 14 grains of powder. It's moving a lot quicker than both the 9 and the 45. Primers, exact same, 3 cents before. From what I found, about 7 cents after the pandemic. Now let's get into the good stuff. To purchase a cast or plated 9mm loaded ammunition from the store or from online, you're looking at about 3 cents. Before it was about 2 cents. So by reloading, you'd be saving about 9 to 13 cents. 9mm full metal jacket costs about the same, 20 cents before pandemic, 30 cents after pandemic. You can see there the reloading cost, but you're saving about 4 to 7 cents per round. For the hollow points, you're going to be saving about 36 to 60 cents per round. 45 ACP, here we come. I couldn't really find much data on purchasing 45 ACP loads that had a lead plated bullet. I know I've seen them before, but maybe there's just not as many of them during this supply shortage. Anyhow, for the Full Metal jackets, they're costing anywhere between 27 to 40 cents. Reloading them, you'd be saving about 4 to 8 cents per round. You go to hollow points, you'd be saving 57 to 88 cents per round. That's because hollow point 45s, like self-defense stuff, cost like 85 to over $1 per round. Now, I'm not saying you should reload your self-defense ammunition. I'm just saying this is how much it costs to reload hollow point versus buying a hollow. Now we move to the 357 mag. Again, kind of hard to find ammo that was being sold that had a copper plated bullet or a cast bullet, but you can reload those for about 20 to 27 cents per round. Reloading a Full Metal jacket 357 mag, you're saving about 25 to 40 cents a round. For 357 mag hollow points, you're saving about 46 to 71 cents a round. Now, reloading equipment for pistols, mainly auto pistols, you're probably going to want to use a progressive press. Just my opinion. I've done a video on a progressive press, probably the cheapest one there on the market. It's the Lee Loadout. I actually still use it to this day. Go ahead and check out that video. Again, link up above and down in the description. I'll let you know what I think about it. I'm still using it today, so that tells you something. Anyway, progressive press, you can load much faster. Little less accuracy and consistency in my opinion, but for auto pistol loads, even some magnum loads, depending on what you're using them for, not enough to make a big difference to me. Now, I haven't done the video on really the cost of this, but right now, yes, prices are kind of crazy right now for reloading stuff, including presses. Right now you can buy the press for 350 bucks. I think I paid about 200 bucks for it, which was pre-pandemic by a while. Now when you buy that, you only get a 3-die set. You're probably going to want to buy a factory crimp die and a universal de-priming die. So that'll add about 30 bucks. You're going to want a tumbler kit. I'd probably just get the kit with the sifter and everything. You're dealing with so much brass, it'll just be easier to use a sifter. You're looking about 75 bucks for a pack. That puts your total about $455 for getting a progressive press and the stuff you need for that, not including components. We'll now go over how many rounds you need to make to recover the cost of buying the reloading equipment. I'm not saying the only reason that you should reload is to save money. This is just one reason. And in my mind, it's a pretty big reason. Okay, so if you reload 9mm, you've got that progressive press with the dies and the sifter and tumbler kit. For cast and plated bullets, you're going to need to reload about 3,500 to recoup that cost. About 6,300 rounds for Full Metal jackets and only 770 for hollow points. For 45 ACP Full Metal jackets, you're going to have to reload close to 6,000 rounds to recoup the cost. But if you are shooting a lot of hollow points, you're only going to have to reload just over 500 to recoup that cost. Just over 1,000 rounds for Full Metal jackets M357 Magnum and 640 for hollow points in 357 mag. There you go. Now keep in mind these numbers are if you just reload that one caliber. Like I say before, if you reload multiple calibers, it'll be a lot easier to recoup that cost. Well, that's it. Hopefully this helps you to decide whether you want to get into reloading or not. There is an upfront cost, but if you reload a lot or if you do it for many years, I feel like you would definitely recoup that cost. Let me know if you want me to go over reloading as far as casting your own bullets and buying bullets. Now you can't cast for every bullet, but you can for some. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Remember to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.